people think physiotherapy is equal to massage. Time thing. So heart attacks are 90 minutes. Any stroke or brain attacks, as
Okay.
lay people call strokes, brain attacks are 4 hours. Any fracture is 6 hours. So these are golden periods that you have to follow, and in that golden period, you should know what needs to be done because everybody has the capacity to save a life.
Namaskar, everyone. Welcome to the Meeting Point podcast. Today, we have a special guest whom I met in a workshop, in a basic life support and CPR workshop, which was held in Pune. All right. She is a cardiopulmonary physiotherapist with over 20 years of experience, both in the US and in India. Okay. Hi, Dr. Mansi.
Hi,
Welcome to the
Sarita.
podcast.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me here.
So happy that you could make it. So, yeah, so in the introductions, I said that you've worked in the US as well and in India
Right.
also in the field of physiotherapy.
Correct.
So, how is it different? How is a physiotherapy practice different?
It is actually quite surprisingly 180 degrees apart. It's
All right.
as different in the US as it is in India.
Okay.
So in the US, what happens is that in the field of medicine now, they have formed very closed loop systems. Okay.
What does
So
that mean?
that means that, let's say, for example, if I were to have some heart trouble, for example, or even lung trouble, or if I'm a smoker, for example, if I go to my particular doctor, that doctor knows how to refer me to the next people in line in a sequential manner, so that me as a patient, I get help from everybody. So had I been
Okay.
a heart patient, I'll go to perhaps a cardiac doctor, even a cardiac surgeon. I will see a psychiatrist because,
All right.
yes, because that will be affecting my head. Every diagnosis that happens to us, it affects us in a mental way without us realizing it about it. So they refer us to a psychiatrist. A psychiatrist will send to a physiotherapist to a social worker. So what happens is in Western medicine, there are closed loop systems. So a
Okay.
patient does not have to wonder what is going to happen to me. They just have to follow the loop, and we will let them go out of the loop once we know that they are fine and they can be assimilated back in society in a normal way. Then the patient is out of the system, and the checks are kept on them. So there's a 1 month
Okay.
check, there's a 3 month check, there's a 6 month check. So it's a very easy closed loop system in the Western medicine, as opposed to that in India.
Yeah, I
It
haven't heard of a social worker been involved,
no,
a psychiatrist been
not at
involved.
all, not at all. So in
Yeah.
India, it is there are as many loose threads as unfortunately the patient and the family has to figure out, which is kind of a really, really sad system if you think about it. So that's something that I'm kind of really trying to promote in conjunction with a lot of doctors, with the hospitals, and let's form a closed loop system so that the patient doesn't have to worry about what next. They are already
Correct.
enough worried about what next with their health. They don't have to worry
Yeah.
about मैं आगे इसके आगे क्या करूँ. So in India, a patient will not even know which doctor to go to. They wouldn't know which therapist to go to. Psychiatric help or psychologist is out of question because they are not even in the loop as such.
Absolutely.
Social workers are just struggling to build awareness. So that is what is happening in
If you
India.
ask me about a social worker, my thought would go to work with NGOs.
Yes. And
Nowhere
it's
else.
no, not that. That's the only thing we know about. But there are so many private social workers who have the great agencies out there who are working for the welfare of the society for peanuts of money. It's
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
peanuts of
yeah, yeah,
money,
yeah.
but they're doing it out of their passion, out of their belief and passion. So,
Right.
like I said, in India, awareness is the biggest hurdle that we have. People are not aware enough about what is out there, what help is available out there. So building awareness is actually, honestly, my job is 50% building awareness
Oh,
and
really?
50% treating patients right now,
Wow, wow.
because education is, I mean, the educated people don't really know what to look out for.
Okay.
So that's how I'm trying to build the
Even the
awareness too.
psychiatry part, very few people will be forthcoming to consult a psychiatrist,
Absolutely,
right,
because
for the
there's such
mental
a
health.
big social taboo in Pune especially. Hey वेडी झालेत किंवा ही वेडी झालीये is the
Right.
taboo that is put, or the sticker is put on the person, and then the rest of the family and everybody else, they just talk only about this part. पण ही वेडी झालीये, हे वेडी झालेत, कशामुळे झालेत, or what is that. So Vedic
Correct.
Halit can be depression, it can be dementia, it can be sort of like a meltdown at the moment. There are so many
Yeah.
ways to
Yeah.
define it, medically
And
speaking.
Vedisale is again a very extreme way of
It's a very
expressing
extreme
the
way, and it's
person's
a very
situation.
demeaning way
Correct.
of expressing it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
once that label gets put, nobody wants to come forward to get help. But it's changing. The good part is that
It is
that
changing.
trend is
Doctors
changing
are
now.
forthcoming to have.
Doctors are forthcoming. Doctors are understanding whom to refer to, and more than that, the patients and their families are reading. They're reading online. They're reading in newspapers. They're understanding, that it is okay to seek help. So I push for a lot of mental health, because
Okay.
whatever is happening up in our heads, it trickles down in our bodies.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
You are a yoga therapist, so you already know
Yeah, yeah.
how the body works. So
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you have your clients, if somebody is really upset, you will see the change in their bodily actions
Absolutely.
at that.
Yes,
So
yes,
that's the
we do.
reason why I promote mental health a lot, in fact.
Okay.
So
Okay.
despite being a physiotherapist, I really push people a lot more to get counseling done. Go to a psychiatrist. If it's worst case, if you're depressed, you are anxious, your life doesn't have to be difficult. The life
Correct.
of the people around you doesn't need to be difficult. There are ways
Correct.
out of it now.
Correct. So, in India, I know you have a clinic in Pune and you practice out of there. So, would you mind describing what exactly would you be doing as a physiotherapist, a cardiopulmonary physiotherapist for that
Right.
matter?
I'm going to backtrack a little bit and talk
Yeah.
about general physiotherapy.
Sure.
So you will be amazed how many people think physiotherapy is equal to massage. And they actually ask me like, is this तुम्ही massage करता
Yeah.
का? So even I'm
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
pretty flabbergasted with absolutely not. So we do use a
Yes.
one particular technique called myofascial release,
Yeah.
which does seem like massage, but it's a very localized technique. So physiotherapy is not massage. Now the other problem that happens is that most of us think of ourselves as joints. माझा खांदा दुखतोय, my knee is hurting, my hip is hurting, my shoulder is hurting, my neck is hurting. That's how people
Right.
think. But we are actually not joints, we are muscles.
Muscles.
Okay. So that's the reason why physiotherapists work mainly on muscles, because we know that any imbalance in your muscles is what is causing your joint to go haywire.
Correct.
So that's the
Correct.
reason why physiotherapy is mainly working with muscles and correcting all your muscular imbalances is physiotherapy. Now, we can do this either through manual therapy or through electrotherapy or
Okay.
through yoga therapy, or there are n number of avenues for us. That's
Okay.
the best part. And each therapist will choose whatever avenue he or she is comfortable with, whatever he or she believes in. So,
Okay.
for example, if it's manual therapy, if it's a physiotherapist who's using manual therapy, she might not even have any machines in her clinic. But it does
Okay.
not mean that she doesn't know what she's doing.
Right.
She only likes to teach you how to get back to your normal posture, normal muscular strength and
Correct.
length,
Correct.
using just positions, exercises, stretches, strengthening, all of that.
Body awareness.
Body
and stuff.
awareness.
Yeah.
Postural correction is everywhere. We correct postures all the time. While on the other hand, there might be some therapist who likes using only machines,
Okay.
like IFTs, and they have TENS machines, and they have needling they do, then they have cupping, then there's sometimes some of them even use traction machines, some of them use dry heat, wet heat. So it really
Okay.
depends on what each therapist is good at, and even your experience with it.
Okay.
So you can go to therapist, for example, who might use all sorts of machines on you, and you might not even have any relief at the end of your 7-day, 10-day, 15-day
Right.
session, whatever it is.
Right.
While you might go to a manual physiotherapist who will just take care of it within a week's time. So it
Okay.
really depends on as a person, you have to try the permutation and combination initially to figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you also.
All right.
So yeah, so that's how it's done.
In your field, which is your specialization, rather,
Right.
cardiopulmonary
Right.
specialization, do you end up using any machines, or is it?
Yes. So cardiopulmonary rehabilitations is a very new concept that has come up in India now.
Is that so?
Yes. In the Western world, it is a norm. So in the Western world, if you would have been a patient who would, let's say, have a heart attack or have blood pressure or even cholesterol, you would be sent to a cardiopulmonary rehab specialist immediately. Immediately, because that action has to be taken care of immediately.
Right.
While in India, I'm still educating people about come. It can be avoided. Prevention is better than cure. Prevention is better than cure. So we keep talking about it. So
Wow, sorry to interrupt you here, but you can come into the picture as a preventive measure
preventive,
also.
yes. So what
All
happens is
right.
cardiopulmonary rehabilitation has three prongs. One
Okay.
of them is prevention, which I'm really trying to promote a lot, because see, in the field of medicine now, we all know that especially after COVID, once we go to a hospital, the costs are staggering. Okay,
Okay.
insurances don't cover
Yes.
many of them. We end up paying out of our pocket.
Right.
Okay, so we are getting illnesses that we can avoid. All right, so
Correct.
prevention is a part where I'm really pushing people. I'm giving a lot of lectures, I'm doing a lot of seminars on the prevention part of it.
All right.
Okay. Plus we are becoming a society where we have abundance of food, and we don't walk anymore. So obesity is a huge factor now. Like, I think in India also they are saying like some 20 million people are going to be obese by the end of 2025.
Wow.
So that's a staggering number for Indians, because as a set of people, we are wiry, we are thin, we are wiry, we are active sorts. But now even Indians are becoming massively obese.
Obese.
So prevention plays a very huge part. Okay. So prevention happens when basically stop your blood pressure from increasing, stop your cholesterol from getting out of whack, make sure your mental health is healthy, because like I said again, whatever happens up here trickles down.
Correct.
So prevention is one part of it. The second part of it is, if you've had an episode, like if you have had a heart attack which has been handled with just medication, or you are on the verge of having heart attacks and you are handling it on medication, that's when the doctors generally do refer them to a physiotherapist, a
Okay.
cardiopulmonary
Okay.
physiotherapist. And the third is obviously post surgical. So post surgery also. Uh, so the other reason why I like to really educate people about post surgical is because in India the norm is that my surgery has happened now, so everybody around me has to work for me. I am only going to sit
I'm
with
not going
my
to move
feet
my
up.
body.
I'm not going to move my body because
Yeah.
I'm recovering.
Right.
And the worst part is that in the 10, 15, 20 plus years, your heart at that moment is getting the most blood supply than it ever has, because initially your the blood vessels were blocked, so your muscles were not getting that much blood supply. Now that the surgery has happened, your heart is getting abundant blood supply. Make use of it. Okay, make use
Right.
of it. But what happens is that 50% of the people who have had any kind of cardiac episode, for obvious reasons, go through depression,
All
because it's a
right.
life and death situation, right? So suddenly the life flashes in front of them. Many of them start thinking, मैंने क्या किया, मैंने क्या नहीं किया, मुझे ये करना चाहिए था लेकिन अभी मेरी तबीयत है ही नहीं करने के लिए. But that's not true. So
So, wow, I'm enjoying the conversation. I'm going to go back to the
right.
preventive measure, the three-pronged approach that you
Yes,
have. I want to
yes.
go to the first
Prevention
one,
part.
prevention part.
Yes.
What is the approach you guys take? Because I think people still are very unclear. Probably in India, when should they go to a physiotherapist? That's one.
Right. Right.
Forget about the prevention bit. That the thought doesn't occur in their head that, oh,
Right.
something is wrong or I need to take any
Right.
measures. So how do you
So
approach this?
this is where the building awareness comes there. So I'm doing
Ah,
this podcast with my plan of building awareness for this particular thing. I have gone to so many software offices and given seminars
okay.
on because it's shocking the number of software engineers I have as patients right now, and in their 30s and their 40s. They're in a very bad shape. I mean, my heart goes out to all the software industry, because they have a ton of money in their lives,
Yeah.
but absolutely no time and headspace to enjoy it. Absolutely no
Right.
time and headspace.
Right.
And all of that stress that is getting built up in them is coming down as cardiac problems and
Yeah.
cholesterol problems and blood
Yeah.
pressure problems. So a lot of people come to me. So I actually go around giving seminars and making people aware that this can be stopped in the tracks with the right action at the right time. You don't have to wait till it
Wow.
becomes like a major blood pressure problems. Even if you have had one episode of high BP, figure out why it's happening. It can be
Correct.
stopped. It absolutely
Correct.
can be stopped. So people are learning slowly and steadily. They're getting aware of it.
Okay.
um, the other thing that happens with the older generation is that money is a major part for them. So what
In what
happens
way?
in
In terms of spending?
so people who are retired, let's say they have had, see, by that age you do have a little bit of trouble here and there. Your cholesterol is a little high, BP
Yeah.
is a little, heart, blood vessels are starting to get blocked. All that happens. They have limited expenditures. They have limited money to expend on such things. So
Correct.
they hesitate to go to a doctor where, oh, हमारा खर्चा
Yeah.
और बढ़ने वाला है. So for
Yeah.
such people, I always tell them that you don't have to come to me every day. Come to me once a month. Come to me once in 2 months. We will plan out your program. You do the program by yourself. It does not have to be with me unless it's a post-surgical patient or it's an episodic patient who has had a
Okay.
heart attack on medications. They
Right.
should see a therapist at a regular interval. But for other preventive people, it does not have to be every day. So the expense does not add up.
Add up.
So the expense does not add up. So that's the reason why prevention I'm trying to kind of really push for a lot more. Like just today, I gave a talk to a bunch of women about mental health, because in women, mental health is so bad. It's kind of really bad. And what happens is women are not aware of what is happening with them. That's the main thing, because they're so busy in their regular lives of taking care
Oh,
of
yeah.
children, taking
Oh,
care of
yeah.
families, taking care of this, that. So the one thing I tell the women is, at the end of the day, figure out what is happening in your head, because that is how you're going to prevent from anything happening to your heart down the line.
Right. Right.
So again, so we come back to mental health.
Yep.
Again,
Everything boils down to that, actually.
everything
They say,
comes down to
80 to
that.
90% of it diseases are psychosomatic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So they are psychosomatic, and software engineers are really getting the brunt of it, though. They're really getting the brunt of it. See, the working, I would say, the working community in India, it's not a very nice space to work in. We still
Okay.
follow the school system where
Okay.
headmaster hai chhadi ke saath, and if you don't do it, they're going to whack you with it. Okay, so he will be responsible for you, but you are not responsible for yourself. So
Okay.
because our work system is still that way in India, there's a tremendous amount of stress amongst the office going people. So that's the reason why heart conditions are increasing just so much in that sector of people.
Even probably the shift working culture
Oh
has
yes,
impacted
yes, because one of the most important things for us to follow is the circadian cycle.
circadian cycle.
So the circadian cycle is basically waking up at a proper time with sunrise and sleeping a little after sunset. That is important. So again, on my website, I write articles. I'm a writer. I love writing too. So I write
lovely.
articles also. So one of the articles I had written is, why is my head heavy all the time? Okay. So people don't even realize that they first of all take calls till night, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. After that, I need to relax. So they go on Netflix or Prime or Hotstar, and they keep on watching till 1 or 2 o'clock. And then their entire sleep pattern is completely disturbed.
Yeah.
Whatever said and done, your morning has to begin at
Yeah,
7,
yeah, yeah.
8, depends from person to person. But
Correct.
so I am also a great promoter of circadian. Stick to your circadian cycle, no matter what, stick to your circadian cycle. So that is generally that all of this comes under the counseling part of it. So
Okay.
if you were to come to me, Sarika, tomorrow, let's say that, Mansi, I've had some problem with my blood pressure. मैं क्या करूँ? I'm doing everything, but something is not right. So we will go through A to Z of what is happening in your life, and anywhere I see a problem, I'll say, Sarika, your sleep patterns are really bad.
Correct.
Okay, improve that. You will see a tremendous change in yourself within a month's time.
So this again, bringing the point down to people, instead of going to a doctor
Yes.
for just losing their sleep or
Right.
whatever, my BP,
Right.
my doctor diagnosed that my
Right.
BP is high, he wants me to put on tablets. Instead of going there, won't it be a good
Right.
idea to consult a physiotherapist
Physiotherapist.
first?
So this is another problem with the Indian medical system. This goes back to thousands and thousands of years ago.
Okay.
For us, the doctor of the family is God, right? So कुछ भी problem हुआ, family doctor के पास जाओ. Whatever the problem may be. Some people would even go and just talk to their doctor for 10 minutes. But that is psychotherapy right there. Okay, so this is the problem with our Indian medical system, where they will first go straight to their family doctor, irrespective of what is happening to them. So the other thing we keep telling patients is that if you have any problem in your neck, shoulder, back, leg, any joint pain, kuch bhi ho, first you come to the physiotherapist,
Exactly.
because we will take a look at it. We will just figure out if it requires a doctor, and we diagnose problems also. We are trained to
You're trained
diagnose.
to
Yeah, yeah,
do
we are
that. Yeah,
trained to
yeah.
diagnose. So we diagnose, and yes, we do refer the patients back to the proper doctor of what they require. So recently, I
Correct.
had a patient who wanted to go to Goa the next day,
Hmm.
and he's like, "I have so much pain in my legs. What can you do for my pain? I have to travel to Goa tomorrow, and I want to have fun in the 5-6 days that I'm
Hmm.
going to be in Goa."
Hmm.
So on checking him and everything, I saw that his muscles were there's something on the tone of the muscles.
Okay.
Okay, a normal muscle has a certain tone, and abnormal muscle has a certain tone. So
Right.
I figured out that uske muscles में tone proper है नहीं. So I
Hmm.
told him, listen, something is probably happening with your spine. You need to go see a neurologist right away. I would prefer if you
Wow.
even push ahead your Goa trip, because your tone is quite high, but please go see a neurologist and go to this one doctor depending on where you live,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm.
And then he did go, but he did go to Goa first because that's priority number one.
Priorities. Gosh, I
So
tell
he
you.
did go to Goa, and then he
Yeah.
came back and went to a neurologist. So yes,
Okay.
as soon as you have any problems, first you come to a physiotherapist, because
Yes.
we can take care of literally all of your problems, and if need be, we do obviously send you to the correct doctors at the correct
Correct.
time,
Correct.
definitely.
In my case, it was the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
So I, again, exercises is something that led to knee injury. Okay, for
Mm-hmm.
me. I obviously went to an orthopedic. I didn't
Right.
know about physiotherapy then. I think this was way before even I got into the field of yoga.
Mm-hmm.
I go to the orthopedic doctor, a big name in Pune, checks my knees, X-ray, etc., etc. Everything is fine. There's no ACL tear or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Tells me, okay, so you stop standing for too long. Don't sit in cross legs. Don't get into running or jogging or whatever. And he put me on to a therapist in the hospital. It was a well-known hospital in Pune.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. And the therapist there gave me some exercises, but those were very simple. And I'm a complete layman. So for me, those were very
Mm-hmm.
simple
Simple,
exercise.
right.
And more than the exercises, I was completely shocked. I'm like, oh my God, did he tell me not to move so much?
Right.
And I was completely taken aback because my mother had undergone knee replacement surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, I thought, okay, my God, I'm heading her way,
Right.
And at this such a young age, I'm supposed to be doing all that. Luckily, I met with one physiotherapist for learning about Pilates and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then she said, Sarika, you need to strengthen your muscles. I'm like, okay, is that all? She's like, yeah.
That's all, yeah.
And we started strengthening my muscles, working on those exercises and all that. And I started feeling the difference already.
Yes, yes.
So that's all was required.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, this is a very open loop system in India. The orthopedic doctors, generally doctors have physiotherapists associated with them, and they will send the patient only to those physiotherapists, irrespective of whether that therapist can handle them or not. It does not matter. They'll just
So
hire. It's very
unfortunate.
unfortunate. So patients lose out on good therapists. The good therapists are losing out on patients, and what happens in the process is that the world is getting stiffer. So, my favorite sentence to most of my patients is that you are not getting old, you are getting stiffer. Okay. So, like I said, we think
Okay.
of ourselves as joints. We are not
Yeah.
joints, we are muscles. Okay.
Correct. Correct.
Strengthen and lengthen and strengthen your muscles
Right.
is all that you require to stay fit and fine.
True.
Right till the age of 90, 100 if it has to be.
True. True.
Of course, if you have some genetic diseases, some things you can't avoid, like rheumatoid arthritis and all, you can't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
escape some parts of it.
Right.
That is okay. But this is a classic mistake that is made by doctors. And even I wish that they would understand that, you know, people don't have to stop their activities to feel better. In
Correct.
fact, they have
They
to
have to move.
increase the activities. They
Yeah.
have to
They have to
increase their
keep
activities
moving.
to feel better. The good part is that physiotherapists come across as magicians then. So, so we look like,
For me, she surely was.
yes. So we look like really great magicians who really know
Yeah.
what we are doing,
Yeah.
but really we are not doing much. We're just guiding you in the right
Correct.
direction. That's
In
it.
fact, in my so many years of experience as a yoga teacher also. I've been telling so many students when they come, tell me, oh, I have this injury or that injury, I tell them, go to a good physio.
Right.
Yeah, I know this doctor. I said, no, go to a physio.
Physio.
And so many of them, after going there, they come back and say, Sarika, I'm feeling so much better
Our idea is to keep the ailments away and away for long term.
long
So
term.
we do not, most physiotherapists, like I'll tell you, we do not think in short term. Like you should not be pain free just for a month. No, you should be pain free for 2 to 3, 4, 5 years.
Years.
After a certain age does affect certain things, that is unavoidable. But we always think of long term solutions for every patient. Nothing is ever short term and quick.
So this could also be a challenge you might be experiencing, right? Because people have this mindset of going to a doctor for a
Absolutely.
short span or going to a physio,
It's not
teen
just
char
that,
exercises.
Sarika. It's not just that. So, what blew my mind when I came back to India and I started practicing was that most orthopedics doctors will write at the end of their thing what has to be done by the physiotherapist.
Oh,
And only that has to be done. Let me give you a tiny, may I give you a tiny
of course,
example? All right.
please.
So I was at a friend's clinic and one polio patient came. He was a 45-year-old polio patient and he had a lot of trouble with his back. So he was coming to her for backache, which is generally what people go to physiotherapist for. And he's 45, so he's lived with polio for possibly good 35 to 40 years, right? So he wasn't walking straight. His one leg was shorter, the other leg was normal. So my friend went out for some appointment to talk to somebody else, and I was sitting and chatting with this fellow. And I asked him, I said, why have you not modified your shoes?
Mm.
Because one leg is smaller than the other,
Hmm.
because of which your pelvis is going out of whack,
The
because of which your spine is
spine.
going out of whack, obviously. And suddenly my friend came and just from behind the curtain, she indicated, no, 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 no. So I just looked at her and I said, okay, I'll talk to you later about it. So I was talking to this fellow. So he said, what does that mean?
Oops,
So
did you?
yes, yes. So without realizing, so what my friend told me later after I
Hmm.
spoke to this guy was that this doctor does not like us giving his patients solutions.
Oh
And this
my
is a very famous
God.
doctor in Pune again. So this doctor does not like us giving solutions to this patient. If he finds out we are giving solutions, he'll stop referring patients to us. So I said, it's okay if he stops referring patients. At least एक patient को आपने help किया है.
Correct.
And the good part was that this 45-year-old fellow went and got shoe modification. He came back to us 3 months. He took my number from that friend and he came to show me that,
How
ma'am,
sweet.
हमने shoes modify किया है पर अभी थोड़ा ये difficulty है. So I said, ठीक है, 45 years you have walked in a टेढ़ा मेढ़ा fashion.
Mm.
It will take time for your muscles to walk straight. You go back to that friend because you're primarily her patient. I'll talk to her about what. And then he's been her patient for a long time. And the back aches have gone down.
I
But
can
this is
imagine.
the system we are
Oh,
functioning in
that's so
as
sad.
physiotherapists. Yes, it's kind of really, really
Mm.
sad. In my field of pulmonary rehabilitation, I have been very lucky to meet really amazing doctors. So
Okay.
what happens is, honestly, the doctors who work with the heart, they are a lot more humble.
Okay.
They are a lot more humble because they understand the thin thread of life. How life hangs
Mm.
on with a thin thread
Mm.
all the
Mm.
time. So I have met wonderful cardiopulmonary
How
doctors. I've been
nice.
very lucky about that part of it. They have even
Okay.
understood how this field needs to come up. So they refer patients. There's a very close loop communication system between me and
Okay.
those doctors. So I'm very
Okay.
happy with that part.
In the last 4 5 years, I came to know that there are different specializations in physiotherapy.
Yes, yes, yes.
Right?
There are
Yeah. So,
lots.
do you want to speak a little bit on
Right,
that?
there are lots of specializations. I'll talk about the obvious ones.
Yes, please.
Obviously, there is sports medicine. So there are
Okay.
physiotherapists who are completely trained in sports injuries,
Okay.
and this is a real specialized field because if a sports person comes to me today, who I'm a cardiopulmonary rehabilitation therapist, if they come to me today, I honestly would not instantly know what to do.
Okay.
So if you really are a sports person, yes, you should seek out the sports therapist
Okay.
for sure. Obviously, there are the geriatric therapists who deal with older
Senior
crowd
citizens,
and senior citizens, and they are sort of more trained in the injuries and illnesses that happen in senior citizens.
Okay.
Dementia being the major one among
All
senior
right.
citizens. Dementia is a different topic. We have to talk about dementia completely separately, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
Then there is a pediatric therapist who deal
Okay.
with small children.
Okay.
There are too many elements to talk about what can go wrong,
Yeah,
but they
yeah,
are
yeah,
trained to
absolutely.
deal with all of those. And so we basically have covered sports therapists. There are geriatric therapists, pediatric therapists. I'm a cardiopulmonary, so mine is just heart and lungs. There are neurotherapists.
Mm.
So if you have any neurological problem, you should seek a neurotherapist because they really know how to handle all the neurological cases. And
Okay.
what they train you in, they train not only the patient but the family also, because neuro is
Hmm.
problem is where the family has to be involved. So we
Correct.
deal with the family also. So there are
Wow.
many of these, but these are generally the general five big branches of
This is so
physios.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I want people to know about these uh,
yes,
specializations
yes.
in
So
physiotherapy,
so the other
the rehab.
sad part
Yeah.
that has happened is because physiotherapy is such a sort of like a not a very good field in India. Most of them have gone left the country and gone overseas, right?
Okay.
So many physiotherapists have gone to Europe, they've gone to UK, they've gone to US, they've gone to even Japan and Singapore because these practices are so well set in these countries. India is still developing when it comes to the field of physiotherapy.
Okay.
And physiotherapy has like a great deal to offer if people will only know whom to go to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So coming back to your specialization, yeah, you are trying your best to get into the preventive
Yes.
side to
Yes.
it. Dealing with patients post their surgeries or when they're exiting and stuff like that, right?
Yes, yes.
Now, would this also include babies or children, or would there be a pediatric specialty person coming down to
This is
treat?
sort of like a very good question. So with pediatrics, so in rehabilitation, in cardiopulmonary rehabilitation, there are three phases: phase one, phase
Okay,
two, phase three.
all right.
Okay. Phase one is when you have just had the surgery, the episode. So it's the day of the surgery or the episode to 4 weeks, the 1 month.
Okay,
And phase one rehabilitation should always happen in a hospital setting only,
all right.
because the chances of complications popping up a lot are a lot higher. So no therapist should ask you to come to her clinic in
Hmm.
for any kind of rehabilitative services. Counseling is a different story. Counseling can happen because the family needs a lot of counseling in
Right,
such cases.
right.
So phase one should always be in the hospital premises only.
Okay,
Okay. What I see at my clinic is phase two onwards. Phase two and
okay,
phase three are certain time periods till 24 weeks from that episode.
okay.
And post 24 weeks, it is just maintenance.
All
We
right.
call it the maintenance phase,
Got it.
where the patients come back to us maybe once in 2 months also. Sometimes they come back in once in 4 months, 6 months. It really depends from patient to patient.
Got
So,
it.
first 4 weeks of rehab should happen only in the
In the
hospital.
hospital.
So the hospital, the therapists who generally work in these hospitals are the ones who are trained to work in even pediatric
Hmm.
services. So they are
Okay.
trained to work in any pediatric heart conditions, lung transplants, all of that happens. So they are trained to do that. After that, they can come back to any therapist who is practicing at her own private practice.
So I'm very curious when it comes to this medical field, okay? Dealing with adults, pre-surgery, post-surgery or
Hmm.
whatever is a fairly simple ball game, right? Because the
Right.
communication is very clear. You explain
Right.
what to do, what not to do. But when it comes to young children or babies or so, because I've had two friends in Bangalore where they've lost their children. Like I think one was a 4-year-old child,
Oh.
one was I think 12 or 13, died of heart attack.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I was too naive in this field,
Right,
to even
right.
understand what happened. But the loss was bigger,
Of
with
course.
so, uh, how would this phase out to be with children? When I mean, how does a
So,
preventive measure come in? How do we figure out, okay,
see,
something's
there are
wrong? Or
certain anomalies that are there in our hearts in the pediatric crowd
okay,
that generally goes undiagnosed.
okay,
So, for example, the child is playing football in school and suddenly the child just collapses. It's after the episode that they realize, oh, ye tha. Okay, so that's
okay,
the unfortunate part of it. If you have had any family history of heart trouble in any part of your parents' side, let it be even father's cousin, for example, you
okay,
know, if you are related by blood to that particular cousin, you should keep your eyes open for possible symptoms.
All right.
So the onus falls on the parents then. So it comes to education of the parents.
But at what age should one start paying attention to?
As soon as the child is running around.
Oh, really?
Yes, as soon as the child is running around. So, for example, if when my child, my younger one had asthma, so she's recovering. So she's almost done with the juvenile asthma now. So there were certain times when she was a tiny baby, like a 1-year-old baby who's running around the house, and she would come sit in my lap. I would hold my hand on her heart, and I would know that her heartbeat is at 200 beats per minute, which is a
Wow.
lot. Then I know for a fact that she has asthma, so this is going to create problems now, or if because she has asthma, why is the heart beating that high, that fast at that higher rate? So as a parent, I have to be aware. So as a parent, you have to be aware of what is happening with your children, and if anything seems off, take care immediately. Do not waste time. Do not
Okay.
waste time. That's the main thing. So with small children, the onus falls completely on the parents. That's the sad part. So
Right.
you have to educate the parents about what is there. So even any person who plans to have children or who has children, they should know their family history on both the sides, because that plays a very big part.
Such a big role,
For
yeah.
all you know, you just might avoid a very bad situation.
Got it. Got
Okay,
it.
so you just might.
So now you use this name asthma, right? So can you take us through the illnesses which fall under the purview of cardiopulmonary specialization?
Right. That's a very
Because-
big umbrella.
Yeah,
Cardiopulmonary
yeah, I know,
specialization
I
is a
know.
very big
But
umbrella.
just like
Right. So
giving the
just roughly
highlights.
speaking, let's start with cardiac. See,
Okay.
heart and lung are best friends. Okay? Heart
Okay.
and lung are best friends. If one is down, the other one is going to go down.
All right.
Okay, so in the heart, for example, if your blood vessels are blocked, if you have any trouble with your rhythm, if you have had any injuries with the heart, so even in accident cases, sometimes the ribs have penetrated the heart, right? And even though surgically they are fine, the big scar gets formed. So that part of the heart does not beat well. So if you've had
Alright.
any ailments of the heart, you can expect ailments with the lungs.
Okay.
Similarly, if you have had any ailments in the lungs, you can expect with the heart. So, for example, I gave you the example of my child had asthma. The fact that her heart was beating, she was playing normally, but her heart was beating at 200 beats per minute, increased my question that something is happening in her lungs. I better take a look at it. Me being a doctor, I got my stethoscope and I auscultated, and I realized she has excessive wheezing that particular day,
Ah.
even though the sound wasn't coming out. So I could
Okay.
medicate her properly with that.
Wheezing can be without sound also.
Yes, yes, yes. Wheezing
Okay.
can be without a sound. It can be silent, very, very soft wheezing, it's called. Okay. Generally, when you start hearing wheezing, you've already gotten into the problematic part of it.
All
So
right.
that's when you better
Wow.
go to the emergency.
Okay,
If you
okay.
waited for that long.
Okay.
So wheezing is, you generally cannot hear wheezing that way. So with the heart, we talked about blocked vessels, any trouble in the rhythm that has gone undiagnosed before, or any injuries, obvious injuries that have happened to the heart. Generally, these are what happens, or valvular troubles. People have trouble with, there are two valves in the heart.
Correct.
People are known to have trouble with the valve. So these are generally conditions that are dealt with in the heart. In the lungs, obvious one is asthma. Obviously, there's asthma, there is bronchitis, there is something called as URTI, which is upper respiratory tract infection. There is
Okay.
LRTI, which is lower respiratory tract infections.
Okay.
Smokers are permanent patients. So smoking, but the most obvious one is asthma.
Sorry. So the smokers need to start the rehab.
Yes, and
Carry on.
actually, quite surprisingly, you will be surprised with how many anxiety and panic attack patients come to me thinking they have lung problems. Because when you have, sorry about that, when you have a panic
Choking.
attack and when you have anxiety, the first thing that gets hit is your lungs, because you believe you cannot take a deep breath. So then they go to a doctor. So again, I'm going to give you another example of
Please
what
do,
is
more the merrier.
So I have recently had a 36-year-old woman who came to me with मैम मेरे हार्ट के रिदम में प्रॉब्लम है, पर किसी को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है क्या प्रॉब्लम है.
Okay.
शी इज़ गॉन टू अ कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट बिकॉज शी इज़ बिन हैविंग सो मच ट्रबल. सांस लेने में तकलीफ हो रही है, माई हार्ट इज़ बीटिंग फास्ट अगेन एंड दे आर ट्राइंग मेडिकेशंस एंड नथिंग इज़ हैपनिंग. So I told her, you send me all the reports, give me a day to study your reports. I went through the entire Holter report and I wrote the time when she has had these, they're called ectopic beats, excessive heartbeats. Okay? The rhythm is gone wrong. So I removed these times that she has had this. And when she came for my counseling, I was like, okay, ye subah 7:30 to 9 o'clock, 7:30 to 9,
What were you
what
doing?
happens? So she's like, that's when my daughters wake up. And she has two kids, 5 and 2. So she's like, that's when my daughters wake up. So then the next slot was 12:30 to 1:15. I was like, what happens then? So like, I go to pick up my daughter then from school.
Wow.
Then again from like 4, nothing from 4 to 5. Then it went on from like 7 to 11 in the night. So these are generally the frame. So
Wow.
that's when the children are the fussiest. So I was like, what you have is you are not handling your stress well. What you have is just anxiety and panic attacks happening again and again, because when two children start crying at the
You're
same
doing such a
time.
phenomenal job. Sorry.
So though I was quite floored with how the doctors did not see this though.
Yeah.
So they never. This is again the open loop system in India. That's the
Correct.
sad part.
Correct.
She went to two different doctors. One did one and the other one did two. On the basis of the two, they just started medications with so many side effects and all
Exactly.
also.
So if you had not observed the report in such great detail, probably your
had
doctor
to.
would have said, "अच्छा, हाँ आपका BP high हो रहा है, maybe you know
बीपी
start
ठीक
with
है, ectopics हो रहा है, ये हो रहा है, ये मेडिकेशन करो, इन मेडिकेशन से
Start.
ectopics बंद हो जाएंगे.
Yeah.
But the ectopics are the children.
Correct.
So then we
Wow.
started going into counseling sessions of how she needs to handle the stress better.
Wonderful.
And that's how then she calmed down a little bit. She's still struggling, but at least she calmed down a little bit, you know. And the husband started getting anxious. That बीवी को ये हो रहा है तो मैं क्या करूँ, आप कम कर सकते हो, आप. So it's like हम कम नहीं कर सकते, हम ways find out कर सकते हैं. कम जो करना है वो आप ही को करना
आप ही
है.
को करना
It is
है.
your work. We can only point you in the right
Correct.
direction. That's it.
Correct.
You know?
Correct.
So that
Wow.
is literally how the system is. So pulmonary problems can originate from anxiety and panic attacks also, you know. So again, we go back to mental health. So
Mental
see,
health.
everything comes back to mental health.
True, true.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I'm going to jump to a case where, so, you know, in our classes, your classes, many people come who have gone through maybe an angioplasty or just have some hypertension issue or whatever, and they're taking
Right.
tablets for a prolonged period of time. I have noticed their breathing is super shallow.
Yes.
Maybe they're just breathing from here.
Yes.
Okay. And when you ask them to breathe deeper, yeah, they end up.
Thoracic breathing. Yes.
No, forget thoracic. They move the entire body, the head
yeah.
also.
So Sarika, I'm so glad you asked me this question.
Yeah.
So even when the other patients come to me, so I see cardiopulmonary, but of course I have other aches and pains also that come to me for therapy, obviously. So when they come to me, I am making it a point to do deep breathing and pranayam with each and every patient right now. And
Wonderful.
it amazes me, 80% of the people do not know how to breathe.
Yeah.
So it's just shallow. We work on just shallow breathing throughout the day.
Yeah.
And that just reduces your lung capacity so terribly. And post COVID, especially when we go through viral seasons, that leads to a lot of pneumonias also. Or
lot of, sorry?
Pneumonias.
Pneumonias.
Yeah,
okay.
so pneumonias are patches of bacteria-filled patches in the lungs that happens. That's because we're just doing only shallow breathing. We're using only 10% of our lung capacity, you know. So pranayam is something that I really push very diligently with all my patients, and I tell them that pranayam has to happen with you every single day.
Yeah.
It doesn't. So most of them think it has to be first thing in the morning. No, it doesn't have to be first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Just keep your stomach light. Do it an hour after any meal or any snack, and then you can do your pranayam. You know.
Right.
So I push pranayam like a great deal.
You also practice yoga, so you're pretty aware of all of these things.
So I push for pranayam a lot in all the patients, even children. Even children for that matter.
Because I've noticed these guys, there's barely any movement in the abdominal area.
Not at all.
So I don't think so the diaphragm is moving in any case.
The
You
diaphragm is
know?
weak now.
Exactly. Because it is not getting any exercise, it is not involved in any of the respiratory
Right.
process.
So
So,
the best way to find out if the diaphragm is even working or not working
huh.
is, you know it. We do the 4 count in, 8 count out. Okay. Most of the people cannot do 8 count. They go when it's time to exhale.
Yeah.
हमारा हो ही नहीं रहा है.
Yeah.
So practice करो. आप practice
Hmm.
करो. Diaphragm is like any other muscle. If
Yeah.
you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
So practice करो
And
is
they
what
find
it
this
is.
extremely boring, this breathing bit.
No, actually, quite surprisingly, many patients have become very happy because of
Oh,
that.
lovely. How
They are very
nice.
happy because
How
at the
nice.
end of it, they feel very relaxed. See, when you breathe in deep, you're
Yeah.
taking in more oxygen. That oxygen is going to your brain. So
Right.
at least for a little bit, it makes your brain feel very good.
Correct. Correct.
So that is what it is. And plus the patients who tend to have anxiety issues, panic attack issues, breathing is the thing for
Is the
them,
thing for them.
is literally the thing
Yeah,
for
yeah.
them. So
So, just correct me if I've read this in the right way. Is um, C4, C5 in the cervical area, is it responsible for our respiration? I mean, do they play a big role in our respiration?
No. Respiration and all happens in the midbrain, which is way above our control. So it's in
Okay.
the skull. It's called the medulla oblongata. Medulla, that is where the respiratory centers are.
Right.
And these respiratory centers actually work because of carbon dioxide, not oxygen. Okay. A breathing center is way above in the skull, in the old brain of ours called a medulla oblongata. And that is a center where all the main breathing, it right, lies here right behind.
Okay.
So that's the children, that's the reason why when we should
Should
not
not.
hit the children or
Yeah.
even fall on the back of our heads, because that's where the breathing center is. And this breathing center actually gets stimulated by the carbon dioxide in our system, not the oxygen. So that's the reason
Okay.
why when we do excessive breathing, so let's say you, Sarika, are having a panic attack and you're doing excessive breathing and you're not able to stop. Your breath is not getting under control. That's because you're breathing so much that there's excessive oxygen in the bloodstream, and that oxygen is actually going and stopping your breathing center. So
Stopping my breathing
so
center.
that's the reason why I ask you to breathe in the bag, right? So start breathing in the bag.
I'm
So
breathing in my
you
carbon
are,
dioxide.
yes. So in the bag, you are pushing out carbon dioxide and you're breathing that carbon dioxide back in. Or even when you're overexcited, we tend to go because that's an
All
instinctive thing
right.
our body does, is that we just cover our nose and we require to breathe in that carbon dioxide. So
Mm-hmm.
even in panic attack, anxiety attack, even though these people are doing deep breathing, you have to make them aware of, deep breathing karo, but cover your mouth also to a certain point, because you need the carbon dioxide for it to normalize and come back to normal.
Oh,
So
lovely.
all this happens during the counseling part of it. That's when we help
Hmm.
the patients understand these little tiny things that affect your life in a big way. So yeah,
Wow.
we love it. It's a lovely field. We have a great time because we meet just so many kinds of people, and every person's problem is different. Every person's approach towards the problem is different, and the path that we have to pay for every person is different. So that's why it's a very enjoyable field for
I'm
us. No?
sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, so I had come across few patients who were suffering from fibrosis.
Yes, you must be, because these are generally the patients. The pulmonary fibrosis is a
Fibrosis.
very, it can happen in a couple of ways. One, if you have had childhood asthma, it's not been treated, your
Okay.
lungs have gotten damaged,
Okay.
and anything in our body, when it gets damaged, the body's reaction is fill calcium in it. Okay, so even if I give
Okay.
you a cut right now, for example, it
All
will
right.
bleed. The blood will stop it, but your body will start putting calcium from inside.
Is that
Okay,
so?
so that's the
Wow.
body's cement. Calcium is the body's cement.
Correct.
So the same thing happens in the lungs. So if you've had childhood asthma that's not treated, then the body starts putting in calcium, and it can lead to fibrosis. The second reason is adult pneumonia. Again, that can lead to fibrosis. And the worst part, which all of us are actually suffering from right now, which we don't know, that living in the city of Pune, where the metro construction is going on, the redevelopment is going on, we are breathing in concrete, asbestosis. Concrete is
Oh
asbestos. So that
God,
is
yeah.
asbestosis. So without knowing, without realizing, I am quite sure we are all going through certain levels of problems in our lungs. It's just that the problems have perhaps not become that big that they should create problems within our system. So
Oh
that's why we are
wow.
not seeking help. But it's a very sad time for us city dwellers to be living in a city or Bombay people for that matter, or people from Delhi who have lived in that atmosphere for years together. We will be developing some sort of problems in our
Wow.
lungs down the line.
You know what this
Definitely.
reminds me of is I was traveling to this country, Russia,
Mm-hmm.
okay, in one city. And we had a Russian friend who was accompanying us, and she asked us to look at a building. She says, "Can you figure out what is wrong with that building or what is different in that building?" And we are all looking at it and couldn't till we came in a little closer proximity and looked at it and we realized that there's a facade,
Mm-hmm.
like a screen, a huge screen which is
Okay.
visible to us. And you know what the screen is? It is actually covering the construction work going behind it.
Oh wow.
And that screen is showing us how the building is finally going to look.
Okay.
So visually, when you're passing by, you think,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you've crossed another building.
Right,
You know, when
right.
you're not paying much attention to it, to depth,
Right.
it's not a 3D image or whatever, but
Right.
you see, okay, you've crossed one building. But actually, it's a huge facade. I don't know what the
Facade.
material was,
Right.
but it was showing as how the actual building is going to come.
That's
And
amazing.
behind that was all the
With
construction work.
construction.
There was no cement flying anywhere, no nothing.
Yeah. So
I wish we have such regulations in India.
we have no regulations at all. So in fact, the part of Pune that I live in right now, it's all old buildings are,
Breaking,
yeah,
yeah,
they are breaking
broken
them
down,
down,
and
and the
yeah.
new ones are coming up, and they are supposed to by law put that huge tarp so that it doesn't. There's absolutely none. So
No.
I'm a runner. So when I go running, instead of running in beautiful fog and clouds and all,
Ah.
I'm running. So I actually stopped running because of that.
Oh, how sad.
Yeah, 3 4 months ago I actually stopped running because I'm breathing in more asbestos as I run on the streets rather than sitting at home. So then I changed my exercise format to I better work out from the home itself. So that's the sad city that we are living in right now. There are no norms,
No
and even if
norms,
there are
no?
norms, nobody follows them. If anybody comes to implement, um, there's just blatant bullying going on everywhere. So
True,
it's a
true,
very sad time to be living in a city,
true.
and especially for those people who have any kind of lung trouble,
Mm-hmm.
this is the worst time to live in a city.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is.
Because these patients that I told you who came to me having pulmonary fibrosis, these were all senior citizens, okay?
Yes.
And they were literally carrying cylinders, oxygen cylinders with
Right.
them.
Right.
Unfortunately, even before I could get more details of them, both had
Passed
already,
away.
yeah, one
Right.
passed away and one
Right.
was very critical
Yeah,
and all
because
of
once
that.
the
So,
fibrosis sets in, it's like वो cement से
no.
भर ही गया lung. There's nothing you can do. The tissue that is supposed to exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide, the
Is
tissue
not
itself
doing
is
that.
gone. So there's really nothing you can do about it. It's very
Wow,
sad, but
wow.
it happens in many of them.
So now, since we're talking about all the construction work site and the pollution, etc., now tell me this agarbatti that we put, masala agarbatti and all of that, or the dhoop that we burn in the
Dhoop, yeah,
house,
yeah, yeah.
is that smoke also
It
harmful?
is very harmful if you do it in a closed space.
Okay.
If you have kept your doors and windows open, then it is not a problem. Okay. The pure dhoop that we used to find, the actual crystalline dhoop,
Mm-hmm.
that is supposed to be very good for the lungs, by the way.
What is that? I
The
mean, what can you?
the crystalline dhoop, the real pure dhoop,
Ah,
which
ha,
we
ha, ha, ha,
almost,
ha.
so we get these dhoop sticks now.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
incense. So
Correct.
वो जो मिलता है, the pure crystals जो मिलते हैं, those crystal smoke is supposed to be good for the lungs, but nothing is pure anymore. Okay, मिलावट तो अभी सब में है.
सब
So
में
even
है.
if you, अगरबत्ती तो घर में कभी लगानी ही नहीं चाहिए. It's
Is
very
that so?
unsafe. Yeah, it's very unsafe.
Ouch.
So
Okay.
because my daughter had asthma, we stopped that habit just automatically बंद ही हो गया because it would induce an asthmatic attack in her. So that habit completely stopped. So धूप भी लगानी है, I keep it outside the door just because
Okay.
I like burning that the dhoop and
Incenses or
all,
whatever.
incense and
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
I like it, but I cannot do it in the house anymore, or I have to do it when she's not around. If I want that smell of dhoop also.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is not good. But what is good for lung patients is the kapur part. What is kapur
Aha.
called in English?
Camphor.
Camphor. Thank you very much. Camphor is supposed to be really, really good from a distance because camphor releases pure oxygen.
All right.
Yeah. So when you burn camphor, that's the reason why in all our religious practices, the first thing we burn is camphor
Camphor.
in all of our practices.
So
you know?
now again, important question about camphor is, good you mentioned it. Uh, the ones that you get nowadays in the market is those round, flat,
Flat ones.
pill
Right.
looking camphor.
Right.
There's something called as Bhimseni Kapoor.
Yes, that
So
is supposed to be the purest form
that is the
of
purest
it.
form.
Yes,
That is
so
what we need to use.
that's the form I have always used for my children.
Okay.
I even put that particular camphor in the cupboards also. So even the clothes smell kind
Yes,
of
yes.
really well, especially in rainy season,
rainy
when the
seasons.
musty things start settling in. But camphor is good. Dhoop and all, you should never, dhoop, agarbatti, none of that should happen in a closed space. If you keep your
Closed
windows and
space.
doors open, then it's quite all right. If you
All
can
right.
tolerate it, it's okay. But
Okay.
camphor is a very good thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a good thing, because you know what we do? We use camphor in the cars
Right.
instead of putting those artificial.
That's exactly what I use also.
they're
You got those
terrible.
camphor cones now?
So I to use Bhimseni Kapoor. I make a chotu potli
Oh,
and then put
nice.
it
That's a good
in the
idea.
car.
Yeah, that's a very good
like a
idea.
very thin mull fabric.
Right.
Techa takun, you
Right.
make a
So
chota potli and
this
keep
is
it.
through practice that I learned. Somebody had told me this, and I actually tried it out on my daughter, and it actually relaxed her. It calmed
Okay.
down her lungs. So I have gotten used to. So behind her bed, I have one particular katori in which there is camphor and rice kept. So even when she's
Alright.
asleep, she keeps on smelling that. So it just became such a habit for me. You'll find camphor everywhere in my
Oh,
house
how
and my car
nice.
and
I'm out of
everywhere.
Bhimseni Kapoor. I have to get it. Yeah, yeah. Even
Right,
I use
right.
it very liberally. In
Right.
fact, the tea lights that you get where you put those essential oils and water, I put camphor there.
Camphor in
And put a
it.
tea light underneath.
That's
and
exactly what I do
it's,
too. Yes. So that is a very good habit to maintain in your in each and every household. That's a very
each and
good
every
habit
household, yeah.
rather than
I'm sure you would say a big no to the room fresheners. Again, you're spraying like
you're spraying aerosol.
aerosol,
So
no?
I've been guilty about getting many of them because they really are nice, some of them.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it is aerosol. It is carbon monoxide also, and we have enough pollution coming out
Coming from outside.
from our
yeah.
windows anyway. We really don't need to increase our own pollution within the house.
Correct.
So
correct.
that's the reason why I absolutely stopped all the air fresheners in the house, especially if you're somebody who has heart and lung trouble. In normal people, it's still okay. It's not much of a
Right.
problem.
Because I know I have some friends who have pets in the house, especially dogs, and there's a strange smell in the house.
Smell.
So they tend to use room fresheners quite a lot, and
Fresheners. It's overwhelming for
and
the
I feel
people who
like
come from
I'm
outside, because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
they get used to that smell. So perhaps their cells are burnt and dead in the nose also.
yeah.
It's overwhelming, but it's not a healthy habit at all.
Not a
It's
healthy
habit.
habit.
Rather go to camphor.
Okay. People who have like post surgery, okay, it can be angioplasty, bypass,
Right.
or any of the pulmonary
Right.
issues or whatever. What would you recommend them as a form of exercise in terms of strength training? Should they do more resistance training? Should they?
There is a particular time for everything.
Okay.
They cannot start with let's say therabands or dumbbells or anything for the longest time.
Is that
They
so?
cannot. They
Okay.
cannot. It really depends on the surgery, on your condition, what it is. There is a particular time for everything for every patient, depending on what your diagnosis and your treatment has been.
All right.
But definitely, there is no therabands and dumbbells initially. Initially, you start off very simple with just walking. Even distance walking is a problem. So, for example, from the living room sofa to the bedroom, they might get out of breath. Okay, so you literally start with all baby steps. They're all baby
Okay.
steps. Theraband and all literally comes after somewhere between 3 to 6 months after the surgery,
Oh,
especially
wow.
after the
That's-
surgery. If it's non-surgical, then it's much earlier, obviously. But if it's surgical, 3 to 6 months, depending on how that patient's progress has been, the surgical scar and all the healing, how it has happened, then it comes
Then
later.
it comes
So this is
later.
where you
Okay.
need a physiotherapist to guide you through
Correct.
your step-by-step approach.
Correct.
And like I mentioned before, it doesn't have to be all with us at a clinic all the time. Not at all. You can come to us just once a week, once a month. Rest of the time, you take care of your own self, you know.
Correct.
Just be diligent about it. That's the only
Correct.
thing.
Correct.
So,
Okay, I'm coming to a very interesting part of what you do,
okay.
which is the training, the workshop for which
Yes,
we
that's how we
met.
met.
That's how we met, right?
Yes, yes.
I was so happy that I attended it, and I
Yeah.
realized the importance of it, because you know what, as a yoga teacher, a couple of times, my friends did recommend, you should learn that, and I'm like, when will I
When
use
will I
it?
learn? Right, right.
But only after attending your workshop, I realized, oh my God, this is such an important tool to have.
Absolutely.
You
So
know?
this is a workshop on basic life support and CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, that I run with a fellow doctor called Richa Kavde. We both are very passionate about this particular topic, and it's not only basic life support; it's all about emergency care. Okay.
Okay.
So in a city like Pune, if something, God forbid, something were to happen right now, and if you would call an ambulance, the ambulance will take an hour to an hour and a half sometimes to even reach you. Now, within that time frame, if you're going to wait for the ambulance, you should know what things are in your hand, what can you take care of,
Right.
depending on the situation. So, we absolutely love, like you could see our love and passion for the
I
subject
thoroughly enjoyed it.
through
We
that.
had a good time,
We
so
had
much
a
of
great
laughter and so
time.
much of
Yes, yes,
learning.
yes. So we love training non-medical people in understanding what can be done in an emergent situation before the ambulance comes or before you take this person to a local hospital.
Hospital.
So it was a 4 hour program, but did you think it was 4
Not
hours?
at
No,
all.
because we were having as good a time with you all as you all were having, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is a great program that I'm even trying to kind of push in all corporates also.
You must. Yeah, yeah.
Because everybody should know what happens, because most things can be reversed and there's a time
Yeah.
frame for everything. Like for example, if you have any heart related symptoms, if you suspect you're having a heart attack, it could be acidity for all you know, acid reflux for all you know. But as a non-medical person, you don't know what it is. So you can do step A, step A, step B, step C, step D before you reach a proper hospital.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So you have to know as a person what can be done. If you suspect any neurological, so generally when it's heart related, our time frame is 1.5 hours.
Okay. You
So
have that much time before you reach
yes,
a
so
hospital.
the
Okay.
norm in the world of medicine is from the symptom to the cardiac catheterization, it should not be more than 90 minutes.
What is cardiac
So
catheterization?
if you're going to have angioplasty,
Uh-huh.
first angiography where they'll check what's happening, then they might do an angioplasty along same time. So from a heart attack to an angiography slash angioplasty should not be more than 90 minutes, because then it is
Okay.
completely quickly reversible. Okay, so that's the norm for heart. In if you suspect, so if I'm talking to you and suddenly my face seems uneven to me, my hands are not even, my speech suddenly gets slurred, blurred, whatever it may be, you can suspect I have something neurological happening with me. Then you have 4 hours. It's called the golden period. So
Okay.
everywhere there's a golden period. In case of a major fracture where the bone is sticking out, the golden period is 6 hours. So
Wow.
every condition has a golden period, or roughly speaking,
Sorry, you said bone sticking out.
bone sticking out
In case
within
of
6 hours. Quickly go to the. Of course, you're going to go much earlier than that.
Yeah.
So, or even worst case, let's say there's an amputation. You end up cutting your finger while you are chopping your vegetables, for example,
Yeah,
or
I
the tip of the
remember
finger.
this.
Okay, you have 6 hours. Just put that part on the ice and
Ice.
rush.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
God,
know,
I remember we all
I know
looking.
everybody was checking. I just some hair, some hair.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
have 6 hours. So every time thing. So heart attacks are 90 minutes. Any stroke or brain attacks, as
Okay.
lay people call strokes, brain attacks are 4 hours. Any fracture is 6 hours. So these are golden periods that you have to follow, and in that golden period, you should know what needs to be done, because everybody has the capacity to save a life.
Life. Yeah.
Everybody has a capacity. You don't have to be an educated person to be able to save a life. Just get yourself trained on how simple things can be done to save a life.
Right.
That is what we kind of really passionately push for
push forward to.
amongst people,
I'm glad you're doing that, and I attended this workshop. So again, this reminds me of my father-in-law, what he went through.
Mhm.
He wakes up in the morning and he's trying to brush his teeth, and he figures out, okay, there's some disorientation happening.
Mhm.
Then he was doing something else. Again, he felt disoriented. He's trying to have his tea. I think he was placing the cup of tea back at a very odd
Odd
place.
angle, right?
Thankfully, my brother-in-law was at home. He said,
Mhm.
"Hey, I think there's something
Wrong.
wrong. You need to take
Yeah.
me to the hospital."
Right.
I'm so glad he had that sense of awareness,
Yes,
and my
absolutely.
brother-in-law quickly
And it can be
rushed him.
reversed. I'm sure it got entirely reversed,
He
right?
he immediately rushed him to the hospital. He says, "Go, let's go."
Perfect.
Immediately.
Now, to
And
talk a little bit about, it's not any hospital, right? I've trained you. What is the word? Come on,
you
Sarika.
got me on the spot.
I've trained you. You have to come with the training all over again.
Dang, yes.
Equipped hospital.
Equipped hospital. Yes.
If
Sorry.
you, for example, had you taken your father-in-law to any local hospital, they will just waste time.
Correct.
They will just put you in emergency, blood test लो, ये लो, वो लो. Actually करने के लिए कुछ capability नहीं है, but they will still, because they have to follow their norms too when a patient
Right.
comes in the emergency. So you have to go to a local equipped
hospital. Correct.
You have to know which is your nearest local equipped hospital.
Yeah. Thankfully, they knew.
Right,
he
right.
took him to the
I'm
right
glad.
place and all that.
Right.
But this was in New Bombay.
Yeah.
But yeah, very few people would realize this disorientation or whatever. They would have asked them to go to sleep and all that, and that would have been the worst.
We had a case where one particular someone whom I know, his mom started kind of speaking funny. So they were like, "Damli asil thi. She must be tired. Let her go to sleep. Sakali bagu काय होता है." By morning, her one side was entirely paralyzed. So no, you should never delay. Any time of the day, afternoon, morning, night, any time, because in 4 hours it can be reversed. So these are the things that people should get educated about. Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a fun session. We had a fun session together.
Yes. I'm sorry, I forgot about the equipped bit.
Yes.
But yeah, I need to come back again. I need to keep taking this, and it is important.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I have not used it.
Right.
I will forget it.
You will forget
it. No harm in redoing it again. Keep yourself abreast with that.
Right.
There again, the next important bit. I remember you mentioned this, and that stayed with me. Okay, was this thing about keeping important information about your immediate family with you.
Yes.
You remember you said about the insurance. Do you want to speak about that? Because I would like more people to hear about.
Yes, absolutely. So, see, we have our own loved ones around us. It doesn't necessarily have to be family. It's friends also.
Yeah.
So whoever is your person around you, that person should always have your Aadhaar card, your PAN card, just to be on the safer side, because hospitals ask for all this information, your insurance information, your insurance information, and a very rough bit of banking information. They should have that, because if anything were to happen to you and your immediate family is not close by, at least the friends should know where to take you, what can be done.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And also they should know, so your close set of people should also know what is your preference for medical treatment.
All right.
Okay. If I were to, for example, go in a coma, should I be put on a ventilator? Under what conditions should I? Because DNR is not acceptable in India. In the Western countries, Eastern countries, DNRs do not resuscitate. I make a will and I sign a DNR, like in these conditions, I do not want to be put on a ventilator, or if I'm in a ventilator and this happens, I want the switch to be switched off.
Correct.
In India, it's not. It's illegal.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it still is illegal. So you have to share your personal and medical information with your close people, whoever is around you, who you know is going to come at the time of emergency, because you are equipping them to help you better. Okay.
Correct.
And the other thing that you should always talk about and always do is, do you want to be a body organ donator? Do you want to be on a ventilator? If I want to be on a ventilator, how long should you try to keep me alive?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So I recently met a fellow yoga therapist who was on a ventilator for 2 months in COVID first wave.
Okay.
But he was on a ventilator for 2 months. So, and at the end of 2 months, he came out of it, and now he's a completely functional person. So you have to figure out for yourself what your norms are. and you have to talk it out with your loved ones, your near and dear ones, whoever they are. Everybody should know what your preferences. So I keep telling my family, if you don't donate my organs, I'm going to come back to haunt you. so, so my husband is like, fine, at least you'll be there.
In whichever form.
Yeah, in whichever form. But no, I'll come back to haunt you in a bad way.
You have to specify that.
Yeah, it's a bit of a macabre topic to talk
Yeah,
about. Not
yeah.
everybody's comfortable talking about it, but you should.
People don't talk about it.
People
Families don't
don't.
talk about it. Arey, why are you saying this? Or why is
कुछ
this
नहीं
is
होगा,
how it
कुछ नहीं
should
होगा.
be.
There is
Yeah.
no कुछ नहीं होगा.
No,
Now
no.
there is
We are
no.
all going to go.
Now there is no young and old, and initially the line used to be older people go first, then the younger people move
There's
ahead.
no such
There's
thing.
no line anymore.
Yeah, there's no such
Unfortunately,
thing.
after COVID, there is no line anymore anywhere. So you can't take your life for granted at all. So
True.
like literally even sort your affairs, keep them clean as much as you can, so that if anything happens, God forbid, it's not difficult on the ones. Not more difficult, rather, on the ones
True.
you're leaving
Things
behind.
can be resolved.
Right. So
Very
yes,
well.
absolutely. You should give your personal information to all your close ones. Personal preferences and personal information also. Definitely.
So on that note,
Yes.
I have so many questions. I could go on
We
and
can go on.
talking with you. God, maybe we do another series and have few more
Let's do
questions.
one
or
more
whatever.
series on mental health, in fact.
Oh, lovely. That would be
Yes.
nice.
Everybody's perspective of mental health is different. So
Different.
definitely let's do that. Let's bring in more
Lovely.
people and we'll talk
That's
about
a good
it.
idea. That's a good
Yes.
idea. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Thoroughly
Thank you
enjoyed
so
this
much for having me,
conversation.
Sarika. This has been great, and it's been great knowing you also, because
Thank
you really promote health. That's the best part
Try
that I
to,
like
yeah.
about you.
That's
you
what
know?
I eat, sleep, drink, do
Yes,
whatever, everything.
absolutely,
And it's
absolutely.
always there on the mind.
Absolutely.
yeah.
So thank you so much for having me
Thank
today also.
you.
It's
Thank
great
you.
talking to you
Despite
as
your
always.
busy schedule.
We are all
came
busy for
here.
no reason. Trust me. We are all busy doing nothing that matters as such.
Actually, I was just talking about the same thing with him yesterday. That you just
And we've just learned to be busy all the time.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
sad part.
And
But
actually, when you really have to do stuff, you do take time out. If
absolutely,
you think it's important
yes.
enough,
Yes,
it's good
yes,
enough,
we
you
do.
take
So
time out.
I'm really happy to do this today
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Yep,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so
Bye
much.
bye.
And thank you so much for watching this episode, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy listening to this, watching this episode as much as I have enjoyed interacting with Dr. Mansi. Thank you.